Everybody, welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I am Susan LaCroix, and this is my daughter, Julie. We live a couple states apart. We've been demonstrators for, Julie is celebrating her 20th anniversary this month.
In June.
June. Why did I think it was March?
I don't know. June for me, October for you. It's an exciting year. I can't believe it's going on 20 years.
20 years. Yeah. So anyway, this is our chance to stamp together, and we thought we would share it with you as well. So Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie airs every Sunday at 12 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. If you'd like to join one of our channels, subscribe to one of our channels, you'll never miss a show. So we're real excited. We've been doing some fun things. Okay, so Julie, how are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm loving the warmer temperatures. I'm ready for spring. The kids are, it's almost time for spring break. So spring break starts on, well, they have Thursday and Friday this coming week off, and then the whole week after that. So there's parent-teacher conferences. That's the first 2 days, and then a whole week. So they're excited. And to me, it's sort of like this midpoint of the second half of the school year. And it's hard to believe that we're already like at that point, and summer is coming so soon. So we're all kind of counting down a little bit and ready for a summer break. I just like having the kids home, like especially after they were schooling at home during the pandemic and we did virtual school. I got used to having them here, and I love spending time with them. I love it when they're home, and everybody's just a little bit more relaxed, during the summertime. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
How about you? You just got back from a trip.
I am. I'm tired. But so fun. So good to see Nancy and Earl again, because we hadn't seen them since before the pandemic when they retired and decided to head out west. So busy. It was busy, but
So that was down in Arizona, right?
Arizona. Yep. They live in a little town called Gilbert. Well, I don't know how little it is, but they live in Gilbert, Arizona, which is about half hour, 45 minutes from Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah. We had a great time. My dad was so looking forward to warm weather. So it was a little bit chillier than it normally is for this time of year, but to us, it was warm. So, yeah.
Next time you got to go in like January, February when it's even colder. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember what was going on. I don't remember. I mean, we've been talking about this trip for quite a while. So yeah.
So maybe an annual trip.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see.
You weren't house hunting down there, were you?
Not yet.
Not this time. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm really excited about what we're sharing today because it seems like a very springy kind of bundle. So should we get started?
We absolutely should get started.
Okay, let me flip this over to my desktop. I'm gonna just stick on another light here. Okay, so this time we are sharing projects using the Flowering Rain Boots bundle. This one is in the January through June mini catalog. It's a photopolymer stamp set. I love this distinctive sort of quality of the images. We have rain boots and the flowering can, the flower pot, and then two different kinds of flowers, the daisies and the tulips. And of course, some coordinating stamps, mostly that die cut the images, but then we also have this sort of like trellis looking stamp, and then the little, what do you call it? Garden rake.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation about this in one of my videos recently, and I can't remember what we came up with. Here's a card that I made. I know the paper's retired, but this shows the die cut. And it's just sort of one line, and it like you can add more to make that trellis. This is a pop-up card. And so here I've got the watering can and the tulips I cut because it's a bigger image. I cut it and I put the other two right there. I wish I'd had more time to play with his bundle, but I didn't. So I'm going to just skip to the catalog really quick and show you some of the samples here in the catalog that inspired me. I just love the clean and simple layout on that one. And it was really the catalog samples that inspired me, as is often the case, to get this bundle. So I just wanted to share those. So on this card, they used two of those die cuts, like right next to each other to look like, you know, that little trellis. Is that the right word, trellis?
Yeah, I think so.
And those rain boots. Do you remember we had a paper pumpkin kit a couple years ago, and now it's available as part of the kit collection. I found one of the cards in my stash, and it had the rain boots and the flowers, and there was a bonus stamp set in there as well. And I think it was this kit and the bonus stamp set that inspired the flowering rain boots that could be available to everybody. So now everyone can get this bundle and make beautiful cards for the spring. I never had a pair of rain boots like this, but I always wanted a pair.
Aren't these what's called Wellingtons, the wellies at the Brits?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wellies. Did you ever have a pair of wellies?
No. Angie, your
Oh,
sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law, she has some wellies. She lived in England for a while working on her doctorate. So yeah. She's a Britophile in heart.
All right. Are you ready, Mom, to share your card with us?
Yeah. And I sure hope I haven't forgotten anything, but there we go. All right. So yeah. So I'm using crumb cake as my card base. So let me just dig out some things from my handy dandy basket of tools. And I pulled out In Good Taste. It's from the annual catalog. It is 12 by 12. It's actually carried over from last year. It's item number, and I don't even know where my annual, oh, here it is. Item number 152494. And let me get to the designer series page. Paper. Here we go. All right, so it is on page 132. And it's up here at the top. And this is a big paper pack. You get 24 sheets, 2 each of 12 double-sided paper. It's got a ton of colors, but they're real neutral. You can use them for wood grain. There's like stone walls and tiles and all kinds of fun little patterns. So what I did is I took, this one looks like stucco.
Mm-hmm. My girls love that paper because they're always making like doll houses and stuff. And so the wood floor and the tile, like they use that all the time, like to put up in their in the houses that they make. So that would be so perfect. They would use that pattern right there for their wall.
There you go. So anyway, so this is what this part will look like. And then I love daisies. They're my favorite flower. And I decided to break away from the terracotta pots kind of a thing. And so I just got some really bright colors, Melon Mambo and Pacific Point and okay, come on, Susan.
Just jade?
No, I don't think it's just jade. Maybe it is, but I think it's
I was gonna guess that they were the in colors: Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, and Just Jade.
You could be right.
Or maybe Shaded Spruce.
No, it's not Shaded Spruce. I made this quite a while ago. So it is Just Jade and Magenta Madness, but it's Pacific Point. I specifically remember that. Okay. All right. Doesn't matter. And then I die cut them out. And then I also die cut some daisies. I stamped and die cut them.
I love the bright colors.
Yeah, I thought it'd be something different. So it's just a question then of figuring out what I want in what pot. So I don't know. So I may do something like this. I may change my mind when it's time to glue. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like they could each go on any of the pots and look.
Well, that was kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I took some of the more, the darker wood grain little scraps that I had, and I cut out some shelves. And I wasn't really particularly careful. I didn't want them necessarily to be just all straight edges. So I just cut a bunch of strips. And I'm going to put those on the stucco.
So did you just use scissors then to cut them?
I did.
I love how they looked like. They look sort of like, you know, just reclaimed wood or something. They look really awesome.
That was my intent. And so for these little pieces that I have here, I actually just cut along the plank lines. Some of the paper has the, you know, individual planks, and so that was focused on. So I don't want them to necessarily be really big. So I'm gonna let's do one of these. Okay. I just kept cutting planks. I thought, oh, this is so cool. I just kept going. All right. Oh, get out of here. So I want them kind of staggered. I guess this would be okay. So I'm just trying to think how, actually, I think I want to put my greeting in that corner. So I think I'm gonna maybe do this. I mean, this is one that you could just simply play with. And I think it's okay if it kind of covers a little bit of the other shelf or something. I don't know. So that's kind of the look I'm going for.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And before I go any further, I am going to stamp my greeting on the front just so I can, you know, place the shelves in a better place and make sure that there's room for this greeting. So this is Live Life in Full Bloom. And that's done in early espresso ink. It really is a fairly simple card to do. All right, so I think I can move him down here a little bit. All right, let me get out my favorite handy dandy glue. All right, so let's put him right about maybe here. You'll tell me if I kind of fall out of camera range, right, Jay?
Oh yeah, you're good. I was just trying to see if the strip looks a little crooked, but maybe it's the one above it that's really crooked that's throwing me off.
Oh yeah, it could be. It could be. I'm gonna slide you over here a little bit, I think. This is crooked. And that's why I have more. All right. Oh, I don't like this edge. Okay. Yeah, this is right there. So we'll put our blue guy here. You know what I didn't pull? I know what I'm missing. I'm missing bling. I may have to rectify that. While you're doing your thing, I'm going to go get bling and I'll bling it up when I'm done. Oh, I hope that's not too. That's okay. All right, let me get some dimensionals to pop up our flowers. If I was smart, I would have had these on here already. This is a fun, I made a card, actually, I'm going to show it, I'm done with this, that we did at a party a month or so ago. And I used a double Z fold.
Ooh.
I have a group of stamping friends, I like to call them, because they are. They're just wonderful, wonderful. Every single one of them. Love them all. And they wanted fun folds. So they are avid stampers. This is crooked, isn't it? We can't have a crooked pot. Oh no, don't you dare. No,
You're pulling a Julie.
I know. Well, it's obviously crooked. It's like,
I didn't think it looked that crooked, but it's hard to tell on screen.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's a little better.
And that glue is harder to pull up.
It is. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I knew I was forgetting. I kept looking at my bin and thinking, I'm missing something. It's the bling. All right. So this guy is gonna be up a little bit. So there is our card.
I love it.
Put this on the front. Hang it over quite a bit. Move you down just a smush as I tear the flowers. Oh, come on now. Just let you down a bit. All right, it's done. It's done. It's on here, and I did do the inside ahead of time.
Ooh.
And what I did was I stamped a piece of basic white, and I just put a few of the flowers in the corner in the packet of seeds. And our friendship is naturally beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that? I like that too. So I really do like this set a lot. All right, so here we go with our inside piece. But you're right. I mean, don't you agree? It needs bling.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine as it is, but I know you always like to bling it up. So bling would not be a bad thing.
Yeah, I'll get some bling. In the meantime, let me show you what I did. Well, first of all, my prototype, I was trying something different, and I took our shimmery crystal effects from the annual catalog.
Oh,
You know how you can buy some pots that are real shiny?
yes.
So I did put some bling or some crystal effects on there.
That's fun. Is there some in the middle of the flowers too?
No, no, what I did was I took one of the yellow blends and filled in the flowers.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
So it takes a long time to dry, so I didn't want to try to fool with it on camera. But you certainly could do that as something else. But I'm definitely going to get some bling. But the one I did at our party was a double Z fold. Oh, I bet.
Oh my gosh.
Looks that I have Winkastella on there. So then
I love the pebble detail.
Oh yeah. Now I took the Hive embossing folder, and then I just kind of cut, kind of around the stones, and then I sponged some gray granite ink on that to make it look like. And then I just took some of our pebble enamel dots, which should be back in available order soon. And then when you open it up, you get these panels.
Oh, I love it.
So this is not a stamp. This is just a die. So I just die cut it out with the scrap of basic white and took some blends and colored in some gray on the, I guess, tines, and put some Stella on that, and then just some green and some Artistry Blooms sequins.
Oh wow!
And cinnamon cider makes a great terracotta pot.
Yeah,
it looks so coral.
Oh, that looks so good, Mom. I love it.
So
I especially love the blue boots and the pink. That's such a great combination.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my other sample again, and this is not that difficult to do. It's just stamping, die cutting, and just use your imagination and creativity.
You make it look so easy. You'll have to send the measurements so we can include it in the video description for everybody.
Of the double Z?
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. Not a problem. And then while you stamp, I'm gonna go get some bling and play and see what I like. And then when we hold up our cards, I'll show you what I've come up with.
Perfect. Okay, let me switch back to my desktop.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm using the Tulip Stamps, and I was inspired by the Flowering Fields designer paper, which is also in the January through June mini catalog. Now, it's not like part of the same suite, but the flowers, I think, just go really well together. So this is the color scheme that I'm using for my project. And so I'm going to stamp the flowers and stems in Evening Evergreen and Pumpkin Pie. And so I'm going to do that on this scrap paper and then die cut them for my card. And I love these gorgeous images, but they're not quite solid. And I just wanted to kind of add a little bit more color to them. And actually, as they're stamped, they reminded me of those like the paint by color things where like there was already some ink, if you will, on the paper, and then you would use a watercolor brush and sort of like blend that. Well, we have the ability to do that with the Stampin' Up blender pens. So the ink pads are the classic water-based dye ink. And so I'm going to use the blender pens. They come in a package of 3 and both ends are exactly the same. So you can use either one. And I'm just going to use the blender pen to kind of color in and blend that ink color that's already there to sort of fill it in. And so you can see it's really light, but you can see how it kind of just fills it in a little bit and adds color to that white space. It kind of like activates a little bit the ink as you're coloring. So the blender pen is just like a glycerin based pen that is perfect for blending watercolor pencils or blending watercolor ink like this. So it just adds some nice dimension and kind of makes those images look a little watercolored. Now, it's not going to transfer a lot of ink on the blender pen, and you can just sort of rub it off on scrap paper to make sure that there's no residual ink before you're switching colors. So I'm going to do the same thing down here on the stems and the leaves, and just sort of color in those leaves, those stems, and kind of activate that color to give it a little bit of a watercolored look.
I love doing that. And you can also, and we did this on one of our Houses Club projects this month, is you can also like stamp an image in one color. And then if you want, like, let's say you stamp a pink flower and it has leaves on it, you can use the blender pen to remove the pink off the leaves. And then you can use a marker to fill in the color.
Yes, so that would be before you stamp. So like if I wanted to do this one, I would ink it up and then use the blender pen to kind of remove the ink before I stamped on the paper.
Yeah.
Now I got a lot of ink on there.
And the other thing too is that it may look like there's ink on the tip once you used it, but it doesn't transfer once you get the majority of the ink off.
Yeah.
So you can see like the tip of hers is a little bit colored still, but it comes out clear, so it's fine to use.
Okay, so now I'm going to use the die cutting machine, and I'm really excited that the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is on sale this month. During the month of March, you can save 20% on the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So normally this is $60 and it's on sale right now for $48. So if you've been thinking about getting this little machine, it's so perfect for if you have a small crafting space, if you're just getting started and don't want to get the big die cutting machine, but also if you travel, like if you like to go to your friend's house or to crops, or if you have a vacation house and you want to bring your craft supplies with you, then this is the perfect size to be portable. So I'm going to just send that through. It comes with all the little mini plates that you need. And I love that it's handy and it doesn't take up a lot of space on my desk. I think we talked about this in another video. It's also really great, like if you're a demonstrator and you're having classes, where I know some of you have classes, even though you're not demonstrators. It's so easy to be able to pass around the table as well. So it's nice and handy. Okay, so I've got those done. I better put these away before I lose them. I'm just gonna put them right back on my. Okay, so I've got some pre-cut pieces ready to go to put our card together. The card base is Evening Evergreen, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, but I forgot I wanted to do this, so I'm gonna have to do it in front of you. I'm just cutting an inch off the end so that it is, it has sort of that lip and you can see through to the inside of the card. So this is now 5.5 by 7.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now that designer paper that I was showing you, the flowering fields, is 3 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to glue that down to, I almost didn't have any supplies near me. I'm going to glue that down to the card front. I just love the way that pops against the green. And then I have a piece for the inside that is 4 by 5 1/4. And I also stamped ahead of time and added some rain boots. And we picked the same sentiments for our card. So this is going to go on the inside. But before I put that down, I have a little flap. This is 2 inches by 4 3/4. And I scored it at 1/2 inch. And so this is going to have a flap that goes to the front, and it's going to be glued down and tucked to behind that white inside card, so that this part will be hidden underneath the card. So we're going to glue that down. I'm going to use a little piece of tear tape just to make sure that it stays put and doesn't pull up at all. And I am going to go right flush to the edge, about an inch or so from the bottom, and just go right onto the back. And then I'll use some regular adhesive to adhere the white layer to the inside of the card. After I designed this card, I saw another card. I don't even remember where I saw it. And they had this kind of same flap, but it was coming from the top. And I kind of played around to see if I liked it. But ultimately, I did like it better this way. But I thought that was kind of a fun idea to maybe have it come from the other direction. I'm just going to trim off the extra here. And then I have some pieces to embellish the flap. So I have a little bit of the Evening Evergreen weave ribbon, So Saffron circle, and the sentiment life is light, live life in full bloom. But before I do that, I'm going to add the die cuts to the So Saffron circle. So I'm going to officially tell you that I used my layering circle dies to cut out that circle, but you know I used my punch. I can't give up my circle punches. I love them too much.
Yeah,
Okay, so these are going to go, oh, just dropped it. These are going to go at the top. You know, I feel like there is a little too much white going on here. So I'm just going to kind of trim some of that because I want it to connect to the stems and not just kind of be floating there. So I'm just going to do a little trim.
yeah, I do that quite often, probably more than you do. I guess I like it a little bit less white sometimes. I guess it depends on the look you're going for. In this case, I think your decision was great.
Yeah, I don't mind the white border, but when it comes to the bottom of the flowers, like I want them to connect. I did leave a little white in there. So I'm going to just kind of layer these elements together. So we're going to add the ribbon on the bottom. And as I'm starting to layer this, I'm thinking, oh, I should have also gotten some bling out. So I'll have to see what I can grab. What kind of embellishment did you get out for your card?
Well, when you're done, you can flip it back to my desktop and I'll show you. I kind of went overboard.
Oh my
But I
goodness.
think it's pretty. I think it works. Cute. Very, very cute.
Do you think this one needs bling?
Well, I always think there's, but yeah, I mean, you don't have to necessarily, but I think a few sparkles would pop it.
It is a little tight. Like, where would you put the bling on this one?
I was just thinking of that. You could put it on the tag because I think there's room in it. Or you could put it, I want to reach my hand through and point on it. You could put it on the like on the DSP amid some of the
that DSP is so busy. Okay, how about in color gems or the genial gems?
Boy, that's tough.
I kind of like these lighter colored genial gems.
I think so too. I like them. Do you have two?
Okay.
Do you have 2 or 3?
I have 2 because I put them on one, like either end of the label.
Okay.
Would you add a 3rd?
No, not putting them where you place them. You've got them like in that little.
Yeah,
right,
that
yeah.
little nook of the label. Okay, so there's the finished card. It has a flap and opens, and then it opens that way.
So cute. I love the card.
I love it. Okay, do you want me to flip back to your desk
Yeah.
or do you want to flip back to face cameras?
Let's flip back to my desk.
Okay, let's. Oh, look at you.
I brought out the holiday gems and used the golden tones here and the red tones. And I brought out some clear rhinestones for the freesia color ones.
I was just looking at those holiday gems the other day and thinking how they're so perfect for like everything, not just for the holidays. They're darker colors, but like they look so good as flower centers there.
Well, here's the question. Do we want to add a little bee?
Yes. In fact, what do you think about 2 bees?
Well, I have them.
Because we have 3 flower pots, and so 2 bees would like make it an odd number of 5.
So we could do.
I would put one in the top corner, and then one in the middle where you had it at the beginning.
So maybe this way and this way.
More towards the center. There, yeah. And so now it's like they're flying to each one. There's like some motion.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Inspired as I was pulling out the sequence, I thought,
yes. Oh my gosh, those bees are so perfect for this bundle. I didn't even think of that.
Yep. Yep, they go with a lot of things.
I love it. Okay, so you're going to put them on with glue dots. That's what I would use too.
I am putting them on with glue
I didn't
dots.
know if you used liquid glue ever to put them on.
No, I tend to use, I got one on there. I tend to use glue dots for things like this. I guess that way. No. I want you go in here. And then you go in here. There.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, I love it.
There it is. Now you can turn the camera to both.
All right, let's turn the camera so we can see our projects. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know I'm gonna have so much fun with this bundle. I now that like I made the card, I feel like I just want to just keep stamping with it and sit down and make some more. Oh my gosh. I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment and let us know if you have the Flowering Rain Boots bundle at home. I know I'm gonna be making some more cards, so I'm sure I'll be sharing, especially because I feel like we got the April showers bring May flowers, so like now's the time for rain boots and flowers.
Absolutely.
I almost forgot about that, Mom. Why don't you bring that back in?
Okay. I don't know. Do you want me to do it on my desktop? It might be a little easier to see. I don't know if it's backwards.
It's not backwards.
Okay. So 20% off the mini embossing machine that normally sells for $60 and it's $48. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then there is, in addition to this all squared away bundle, there are 12 other bundles. So 13 bundles that you can get 20% off. And 3 of them Stampin' Up has rebundled because they were so popular. And they're offering those rebundles at 20% off. So,
That's
wow.
awesome.
I mean, it is awesome. And this ends the 31st of March. So you still have a couple weeks, maybe a little
time. So all these bundles are in the annual catalog.
They are.
And so they may not be ones that you've looked at recently because we've been so focused on the January through June catalog, but there are some really amazing bundles in the annual catalog. And as a reminder, the annual catalog is coming to an end pretty soon.
Yeah.
In fact, like next month is the last month for the annual catalog. So if you've been thinking about getting these bundles, usually the bundle prices end with the annual catalog. So
They do.
if you've been thinking about getting them at all, definitely get them right now. Well, there's an extra discount on the bundle because it's a pretty good price.
And I just one more plug. Oh, God. We thought Celebration was busy.
Oh
so
my gosh.
Ways of the Ocean promotion
Yes.
going on right now too. And so this one actually doesn't end until May 2nd. So you have a little bit of time on this. But I just wanted to remind you about this because I mean, you can get the whole collection or you can just get the bundle, which will be in the next annual catalog.
Yeah,
what won't be in the next annual catalog is the designer series paper, the blue foils, and the waves jewels, basic jewels, which are stunning. This photo does whatsoever, but I just want to bring it to your attention. And as Julie pointed out last week, the bundle will be in the next catalog. So if you can't purchase the entire collection and you're interested, I would focus on these right now because this is while supplies last. Once it's gone and it isn't coming back. So
it always worries me. Like, you know, it's until May 2nd or while supplies last. So it's possible that we'll run out before May 2nd. Yeah.
So these 2 things going on. So you can shop on our online store. You can or contact us and we'll be happy to help you with an order. But yeah, just a lot going on. And just another reminder, with the catalog retiring, we have 5 in colors that are also retired.
Yes.
And so at club this past week, I mentioned that and people, you know, it's like, oh yeah. So they were like, you know, jotting down their ink refills.
Yeah.
And they were talking amongst themselves about splitting packs of cardstock. And one gal saying, but not cinnamon cider, man. I got a whole pack of that just for me. And these are sisters and cousins and they stamp together all the time. So.
Oh, I love it. Well, if you want your own assortment, they do have an assortment package of cardstock that has several sheets. I think it's 4 sheets each of the 5 in colors. That would be a fun video, Mom, if we just like focused on the in colors. Maybe we can work that in and do an in color video and share some projects, either with the outgoing in colors or maybe the new ones when they come out in the new annual catalog. I think that'd be a fun video. All right, my goodness, we have so much fun.
We do. So much for tuning in and watching us, and until next Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. Goodbye, everybody. Have a wonderful week.
Have a good week. Bye, Mom.
Bye.